We spend far too much time sat down over steering wheels, sat down at computers. And what's happened is there's been a change in our posture over the years. So from coming here with shoulders back and down and a neutral pelvis, shoulders have become forwards. Sometimes shoulders have become up by the ears with stress. We've also got this anterior tilt of the pelvis. So what I've developed here is a short routine that you can do in between work segments of your day. It's said that it's best to pause on the hour every hour for maximum productivity. And during one of those pauses, you could do this simple routine twice, if not once a day, to make sure that you're not ending up like this in the future. Follow me. This short routine will take you through a series of movements to correct that posture. First of all, find a quiet space, somewhere you can step into relaxation for a short while. Let go of whatever sort of a day you've had so far and bring yourself into the present. The to-do list doesn't matter for a short while. All that matters is the here and now. Take a yoga belt or any other belt or towel and take a narrow grip at the front of your body. Find an inhale, reach up on the inhale with long, strong, straight arms, and as you exhale, take the belt over the back. Inhale at the back, bring the belt up, take it over to the front, take a narrow grip, and continue with this method, inhaling as you rise, exhaling as you come down to the ground. Sitting tall with a straight spine, grounding down through your sit bones, pelvic floor inwards and upwards, navel inwards and upwards, rising through your crown. Continue with this method, inhale as you rise, exhale as you lower. Get yourself into a nice little rhythm, smoothing out any jittery movements as much as you can. This movement stretches the chest and the front of the shoulders, which tighten when we sit, hunch or hold tension. And by opening this area, you free your breath and allow your shoulders to settle back into alignment. It reverses internal shoulder rotation from desk posture, restores the scapular glide, and opens the chest to allow fuller breathing and upper spine decompression. Now we'll move on to Cobra Pose, lying on your front. Position yourself with your hands below your shoulders. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take an inhale, and as you inhale, use your back muscles to lift your chest. And release, taking your right cheek to the mat. Again, roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, rest your left cheek on the ground. Your hands are there for support. You're not pressing through your hands at all, but using your back muscles to lift your chest. This posture strengthens the upper and mid back, and it reverses forward head posture and slouching, helping restore your natural upright alignment. Breathe steady for around 10 to 15 breaths. Each time you reset, roll the shoulders up, back and down. This move strengthens thoracic extensors and lower traps and gently lifts the sternum to restore natural spinal curves. It counteracts the collapse caused by hunching and reminds your spine that it can be long, open and supported from within. Next, we're moving onto a neck stretch. Take your hand down to the mat and take your right buttock and sit on top of that hand. Take your other hand over the top of your head and aim to clamp the side of the head to create a little bit of traction. Lift up the head over to one side as you press down with the opposite palm. Feel that release down the side of the neck. Take the shoulder back and down. And do the same on the opposite side, sitting on top of the left hand. Reaching over with the right hand, clamping the side of the head, aiming to lift the head upwards and over to the side. Take that shoulder back and down and feel that tension release down the side of the neck. And then gently release when you're ready. Take a couple of semicircles from left to right. If it feels good, go all the way around with your head in one direction and then change direction. Side reach. Take a deep inhale and reach up with your right hand. Find that lift and lengthening through the spine and then lean over to the side, feeling that stretch down the side body. Change sides. Reach up with the left hand. Find the lift in the spine. Reach over. And continue through this movement, moving into your flow, making it smooth, fluid. Keep your waist long, keep your chest open. Avoid flaring at the ribs. This move opens the obliques and the intercostal muscles, all of the areas that tighten with sitting and shallow breathing. It targets compressed ribs and reduced lung capacity, enabling you to breathe more freely. When your ribs move well, your breathing improves, and so does the core's ability to stabilize the spine. Stretching into the places that have forgotten movement, creating width as well as height. Breathing as you stretch, linking the breath to the movement. Inhale as you reach up, exhale to bend. 10 to 15 breaths on each side. And now we're moving on to wall slides. Standing with your back against the wall, take your arms flat to the wall in cactus position. Gently slide your hands up to meet each other and take them back to where they were. Working with the breath. Inhale as you reach up, exhale as you return. This movement strengthens the scapular stabilizers, including the lower traps and serratus anterior. It activates the deep neck flexors that hold your head in place. And together these muscles support your upper posture and reduce shoulder rounding. This is like neuromuscular re-education, training your brain to remember what upright supported posture feels like. Repeat with the breath for 10 to 15 slow reps. Moving on to thoracic rotations, twisting the spine. Coming onto all fours, either with the hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, or hands a little further forwards, knees to the outer edges of the mat. As you inhale, take the fingertips outwards and upwards. And as you exhale, sweep down underneath the body, reaching towards the opposite side. Working with the breath. Inhale as you open out into the twist. Exhale as you come down to the earth and thread. This movement restores healthy spinal movement and helps prevent lower back overcompensation. Most people over-rotate from the lumbar spine, and this teaches your mid-back to share the load and move as it should, increasing comfort and core function. Move slowly with the breath, 10 to 15 reps on each side. Once you've finished, take a breather in child's pose. Knees to the outer edges of the mat, toes touch. Reach forward through your fingertips and rest your forehead on the ground or on a block. Step forwards into a low lunge. Something a lot of people miss at this point in the stretch is the pelvis alignment. So we're looking for a neutral pelvis. If your pelvis is anterior tilted, Then move into a posterior tilt before you move into the stretch. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, deepen the stretch in the front of your back hip. This releases the hip flexors, especially the psoas and the rectus formis. These muscles shorten when you sit for long periods of time, and stretching them helps realign the pelvis and decompress the lower back. Hold for 10 to 15 breaths on each side. As you're breathing into this stretch, visualize releasing any gripping at the front of the body. Tight hip flexors pull the pelvis forward and arch the back. Releasing them helps restack the spine and relieves tension in the lumbar region. And now we're moving on to pigeon pose. Coming back to all fours, gently drawing the right knee towards the right wrist and taking your toes in front of the left knee out to the left side of your mat. You can either stay high on your hands here, or you could come into more of a restful pigeon pose, lowering down onto the forearms. Maybe you're making a pillow for your forehead with your forearms by holding onto the elbows. Finding a space where you can release and let go and allow gravity to take over. Softening into the stretch with each relaxation. With this stretch, you're relieving pressure on your lower back and restoring natural hip mobility, essential for upright posture. Stay here for 10 to 15 slow breaths and then switch sides. This move is great for sciatic discomfort and low back tension. It releases the deep hip rotators that pull on the sacrum, frees the glutes and the pelvic floor, and calms the nervous system through stillness and breath. When the hips are tight, the back compensates. Opening the hips restores pelvic harmony, spinal alignment, and emotional ease. And now moving on to our last exercise, which is glute bridges. Lying on your back with your feet on the ground, parallel, hip width apart, palms flat to the ground. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, push your back into the mat, find the tailbone, lift it inwards and upwards, and push your pelvis up towards the sky. You can take an inhale at the top before you then release to come back down. Thinking of the back as a bicycle chain, one vertebrae at a time lifts off, one vertebrae at a time plants down. This move strengthens the glutes, hamstrings, and core stabilizers, all crucial for pelvic alignment and reducing strain on the spine. Inactive glutes are one of the biggest causes of back pain and poor posture. Rebuilding this connection gives your spine a solid foundation for movement. Repeat for 10 to 15 slow, steady breaths. Some say mobility is the key to all types of body pain. Because we've stopped moving, we've become more rigid within the body, and that leads to imbalances, tension, rigidity, which can lead to pain. If you think about children, they move around freely when they're young, and as we get older, we stop moving like that, and then we develop pain, and sometimes we can put it down to old age. But if we can move into a full range of movement with the body and have good mobility, we can find that some of that pain diminishes. So give this a try, see how you get on, and if you want to work more closely with me, you can click the link below in the description for a free clarity call.